Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has led her conservative Liberal Democratic Party to a landslide victory in a snap election she called just months after taking office. The LDP secured a two-thirds majority in the lower house for the first time, despite governing Japan for most of its post-war history. The vote was seen as a referendum on Takaichi's leadership and policies, including a tough stance on migration and a more assertive role for the Japanese military. Tokyo's stock market hit a new high on the news. And journalist Sonja Blaschke joins us now from Tokyo. Tell us, Sanae Takaichi took this gamble with this snap election and it's paid off. What does her victory mean for Japan?
I think we can expect Japan to move further to the right. She's known as a staunch conservative, and that will probably also mean that Japan will become more closed in many ways. On the other hand, seeing that she's secured this huge victory, I think we will also see more political stability. We've seen, prime ministers in Japan change quite often, but her huge popularity probably means that she's going to stay in office for a while if she can realize, if she can she promised a lot of things in the elections, and now people really want to see results.
Well, speaking of results, Takaichi said after a victory that her efforts will make Japan strong and prosperous. Japanese stocks have certainly responded positively, surging to a record high after this election. Does her win bode well for Japan's struggling economy?
It depends. It depends on her foreign policy. This could be a risk if she angers China in particular further. So depending on the geopolitical situation, the economy might change. And within Japan, people are worried that she really wants to increase government spending, but Japan already has a really high debt to GDP ratio. So people ask, where is the money supposed to come from?
Now, Takaichi is known as a staunch conservative, as you mentioned. She puts a strong emphasis on traditional values. Which issues in particular did she connect with voters on in this election?
Well, her traditional values actually did not play a major role in this. A lot of people, especially the younger ones, are not really familiar with her and what she stands for and her really ultra-conservative, even nationalist views. That's not really a big issue here. What people are concerned about are the food prices that have gone up 5 to 7% in the last year. And people want her to reduce the consumption tax to zero even. So they're really worried, will prices go up even further? Can we afford the daily life? So they want to see her do something about that.
What about foreign policy under Takaichi going forward? You mentioned China already. How tough do you think her stance will be towards China, and how could she position Japan with respect to the U.S.?
Well, she's shown to be quite tough towards China already, and people here in Japan actually really appreciate her for that. Someone to kind of show a strength in the face of China and not back away from the challenge, so to speak. But on the other hand, obviously China has militarized quite a bit, and Japan, in that sense, is no real enemy, or could not really if there was anything to happen, Japan couldn't do much on its own. So it really needs the US as well. And Takaichi has secured a really good relationship with President Trump. And I think she will seek more ties also with other nations, and especially with nations with similarly conservative leaders.
Sonja, thank you very much for talking to us today. That was journalist Sonja Blaschke reporting from Tokyo.
Thank you.